Question 1255. Do you think the film series The Purge is a great idea or an irresponsible idea that could quickly become real?
Irresponsible idea. I wrote this one.
I'm going with Monza on this one all the way. It's a totally irresponsible idea.
Yep.
Why?
Irresponsible.
Because they'll want to emulate it. Yay, we get a day, one day out of the year where we can just rape and kill and do whatever the fuck we want and with no consequences. But there always is, because if you've seen all the movies, someone goes after the other person because of what they did last Purge.
See, I'd like to have enough faith in human nature that it wouldn't end up with something like that.
Yeah.
Look, I look both ways when I cross the one-way street.
However, I just do not have enough faith in human nature for that not to become a reality if it was allowed.
The thing is, you just know that there'd be someone who's worked out how to hack something, and then they'd go ahead and like hack all of them on just the Purge day, and then that would very quickly imbalance all of economics.
Yeah, so I've actually had this. I've had this
You had
discussion.
this happen. You've been purged.
No. I've had this discussion not only on my channel, but in like 50 different fucking discords, and the idea that all crime is legal for like 12 hours is a fucking terrible idea. Like if there was somewhere like, hey, you can't murder or rape people, then like I think that would be a little bit better. But the fact that that's on the fucking table is just like, all right, nope, this is a bad idea.
Because here's the problem.
Here's the thing. Say the rule is you can't kill people in office, right? You can't kill people in office or anybody in power.
If you can't kill them in office, what's the point of the thing?
You can't kill anybody in power. And
Why?
like that's just the fucking rule. Like I don't know why they did it, but they're like, you can't kill any government officials.
I've never seen any of the films, so
I've seen all three.
I have also never seen any of the films. I am.
It's also in the book.
Aware of them.
Yeah, it's also in the book. But
yeah.
So one, who's gonna stop that from happening? Like you're gonna kill. People are gonna find a way to kill government officials. Like in the Purge, people are fucking smart.
They're going to do a setup. This is legal during the Purge that will cause the death of people in power.
Exactly.
With quick chat, Harmonica Man, the Purge is a bad idea. Jefferson Spatchcock, totally irresponsible. Seems like it will happen in America 2024, maybe. Godless Sewing says the Purge is a great idea if you have weapons and property. Besides that, it's irresponsible. Might have got the tone on that sentence wrong. Rainbow says the Purge would just spiral itself into self-propagation. Terrible idea. Badger?
Oh, I think it's with a few safeguards.
A few safeguards.
I think you should have designated safe zones with plenty of time for people to get to them before it starts, and the people purging are only allowed to use swords. And if at any time you step into a safe zone, you are now excluded from the Purge.
So, are you just basing it on... Okay, so again, I have my lack of knowledge. Is it all crimes, or it's just killing each other that's flawed?
I don't fucking know. I haven't seen it.
It's everything.
Oh.
Anything
Yeah,
goes.
it is.
You see, here's the problem. If I was involved in a Purge, you see, I just want to go and blow something up. It's not that I want to kill people. If I've got a chance to get away with something, I just want to see something burn.
Right, but then you also have to take into consideration that like there are people who can't protect themselves from what's going to happen in the Purge. Like, homeless people are fucking sitting ducks if the Purge happened. 100%.
So you're putting this forward as a solution to the homeless problem?
No. Look, as much as I would love the idea, like everybody in like an illegal state to come together and smoke pot just for like 12 hours, that'd be fucking great. If that was what it was, then I'd be up for it. But
So you'd be fine with it without the murder part?
Yes, the murder and the rape. Those were the things I'd be okay with it.
What about minor assault?
I think that any kind of Purge like that that made all crimes legal is going to go downhill because you're going to get mass destruction of important buildings and important things online and shit that society kind of runs off. So with the setup we've got now, it certainly wouldn't function.
No,
With at least
it would be a
laws.
disaster.
With at least some laws, there's reasons for them.
Right.
What, murder?
Nah, fuck it.
No reason for that.
I think just get my idea with the safe zones. That's so that homeless people can avoid being purged. With the safe zone idea, you could go to have a purge night. Everyone gets swords, and all the people outside the safe zones can hack at each other with swords all they like, because that'd be fun. And all the people inside the safe zones, all the non-violent stuff is legal, like smoking the weed and stuff.
Fair enough. I was going to say in the chat. James Henry says, lawlessness would not be a problem if everyone was capable of rational thought. Is everyone capable of the same rational thought? James Henry says, I would prefer to plunder all the banks. Sammy says, terrible idea. It will happen January 20th when Biden is supposed to be inaugurated. Theo says, how is this a good idea? Spooky says, on Purge Day, I would visit Dave and pop his ball. I will protect my ball.
With my life.
Yes.
Like, so here's the thing. It's just like the whole violence and shit and destruction. That's what's like not cool with me. Because like, yeah, you're gonna have like, there's gonna be a fuck ton of shit. Like the minute like the government's like, oh yeah, by the way, Purge is happening December 27th. Yeah, a lot of bad things are gonna happen within the first hour of that shit.
Yeah. Also, the cleanup and determining if something occurred during the purge would be a mess logistically.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, cause here's like there was a question that was thrown at me that took me for a loop. Say you're murdering somebody, right? And they don't die until after the purge is over. Are you legally accountable for that now?
No. That's fine. You just can't inflict something on them.
So if they only die of their wounds after the purge has ended, that's fine. But if they die because you were still stabbing them at midnight, then that's not okay.
Yeah.
What if?
All right, fair. But how do you determine that?
You don't. You don't really need to. At the end of the day, it's not going to be that clear cut on the time.
Yeah, it's true. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that will go horribly fucking wrong if we legalize the purge. Like, just the death toll, the destruction alone will be terrible. And
it probably says, go on, sorry.
No, go Sam.
It probably says something about what job I do that I'm significantly more concerned about the effects on the internet and about online shit, and about economics and the fact that would all collapse if we had a purge.
Yup.
I don't think that it would be any more at risk than overall property rights.
But I guarantee there'd be a fuck ton of insider trading happening on the purge.
Oh, I do not doubt it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just want people to fight each other with swords.
That's fair.
Hey, man, if you give me a glowing stick and tell me it's a lightsaber, I'll duel you.
Interesting.
He's been practicing that.
I have been, yes.
No, not you. Harmonica Man says, I would just put laxatives in the water supply and create a different and funny kind of purge.
Oh, so my question from last week is suddenly more relevant.
Which one was that?
Oh, Jesus.
Have you ever just shat yourself?
Yes. James Henry says, imagine what Israel would do to the Palestinians if there was no accountability.
Exactly. What do you mean if there's no fucking accountability to them now? What the fucking... They get away with it time and time again.
I think the purge only applies on an interpersonal level, doesn't it? It's not applied to.
Yeah, but the point is that it's very.
Sorry, I'll stop. You know, that's my big rant subject.
Yes.
is that?
I know. That's why I tried to just ever so slightly. Jefferson says the most interesting thing to me about the purge concept is that it wouldn't accomplish what was desired for the people that put it in place.
Yeah.
Maybe the later movies deal with that. No.
I thought the
An annual
reason for it was to kill off all the poor people.
Yes. No. An annual purge would help with the overpopulation problems. Here's the thing: we only have an overpopulation problem because of other things that we don't really. We can afford to feed all these people. We can afford to have them all living comfortably. We can do that. We can double our population and still do that. Not necessarily with our current economic model, but it is an economic issue, not a people issue.
Yeah, and the purge would be
also
pretty
a public
much
health issue because contraception and.
No, I personally think it's definitely an overpopulation issue as well.
I think the thing with the purge is that trying to use it to fix overpopulation would only really be functional within capitalism, because then like CEOs wouldn't have to pay people.
Yeah.
Also,
Ox says, "Can we have it?" Ox says, "We have an open season on Big Game." Shut up. Why not open game on humans? Go have a human season.
That's a good idea.
That's a terrible idea.
Badger with it. We could do it. We could have a ginger season.
I don't necessarily a human season, but so that look, Badger feels equal. That we should have an annual Tory call as well as the Badger.
No.
That sounds excellent.
No. I've got an idea.
And by the way, I called dibs on Dominic Cummings.
Right, the week before Parliament starts, MPs are fair game.
That sounds fantastic.
Right, and they've got to get to. The only safe place for them is Parliament. If they make it to Parliament, they're safe.
Hey, Dave,
And we can all camp outside.
Dave, it's fine. You can have your ginger season because I'm gonna implement a fucking bouncy ball season.
But it'd be a bit unfair though. I mean, there's just too many people wanting to punch Chris Grayling.
Yeah, I mean,
Spooky
in
says,
fairness, Gove and Hunt are not much better. So
no.
Gove would be my second choice actually. Yeah,
I think Hunt's worse than Gove. I think Gove's more responsible for the Brexit shit, but Hunt
I got to admit, one of my favourite tweets ever was the singer James Blunt, and says, "Thank you to Jeremy Hunt for taking in my Cockney rhyming slang thing."
Spooky says, on Purge Day, I would visit Badger and force him to watch all the Star Wars stuff he hates.
All of the totally canon stuff.
I've seen most of it already and have pages of notes.
James Henry says he would taser Boris repeatedly.
That's fair.
I think Boris. I think Boris is.
What would his hair look like after?
Looking at Boris, I think he would be a good person to tase.
Yes. Right.
He might like it though.
I don't think so.
It might actually make him
people
speak
who I could
more
probably get away
coherently.
with tasing in.
Get him stuck on the zipline again.
Or we could just give him to America.
No.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he is American. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, I find it funny. He is the first person pretty much ever that could be Prime Minister and President. He should have gone for this election.
Was he born in America then?
Yeah.
Okay, because we've had one Prime Minister who's half American before. So.
Who?
Churchill.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah, his father was American.
Actually, he's probably. Actually, you look at it. I think he's like 3/4 of American if you actually look at his genealogy. Because I'm pretty sure his father was half American as well. So.
Oh, and fun fact: he was born in a ladies' room at a dance.
That makes sense.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.